I'm back. No. Hi everyone, welcome back. I have another skincare reaction video for you. It's been a while. I realize this. I needed to take a little break. You know, sometimes we get a little bit of burnout. It's what happens. I had been doing skincare reaction videos for more than 2 years, and I started feeling like it was a little repetitive. There were only so many times I could say that we should stop using makeup wipes and stop putting raw coconut oil on your face. We started seeing everybody else doing skincare reaction videos. It just felt very repetitive to me, and I needed to take a break. But you know what? That break was really good for me because I've seen some skincare routines that have made me shake my head. It's time for your skincare mom to impart a little wisdom on all of you, all over again. So here we go. Let's do it. Today I'm taking a look at the gorgeous Olivia Rodrigo. I'll be honest, I really know who she is because of TikTok. TikTok is keeping me young when I do go onto TikTok. And I'm glad because I love supporting someone like Olivia Rodrigo. She's young, she's fresh, she's so cute. And I always love a half Asian. I mean, half Asian here, half Asian. I mean, I just love it. You guys know, I just love to see the mixes. If you've been under a rock and you do not know who Olivia Rodrigo is, I'd say she's one of like the biggest pop stars out there right now. Maybe the biggest pop star out there. She's got some great music like Deja Vu. She has been on High School Musical, the reboot, and I feel like she's just killing the game. So I'm really excited to see her skincare routine. This is on Vogue. This is Olivia Rodrigo's guide to effortless skincare and makeup. With these videos, I like to watch the skincare portion of it, and then I get a little into the makeup at first, just because sometimes it tells us a little bit more about what they're doing, like if they're using a foundation or a primer that has SPF in it or something. So I always do like to see that beginning portion of the makeup, but I'll leave a link in the description box for the full video so you can watch all of it if you want. If you're new to my channel, my name is Susan Yara. I've been in the beauty industry for 2 decades. I started off as a beauty editor. I now have my own skincare line, and I love to talk about skincare and beauty on this YouTube channel. If this sounds good to you, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel. So let's get into this. I just realized it's Vogue X Glossier, so I'm assuming we're gonna see some Glossier products in this.
Hey, I'm Olivia Rodrigo, and today I'm going to be walking you guys through my beauty routine. This is the kind of thing that I do every day. I like to keep it pretty simple, so let's get started.
I'll come out right away and say she is 18 years old. I love when I hear someone in their teens and in their, anywhere from their teens to their early 20s say that they keep it simple. And the reason why I like that is because when you are younger, when you're under 25, unless you're dealing with a really intense skin issue, and even at that, I feel like your dermatologist isn't going to put you on too much to use on your skin. They're gonna still keep it really simple. When you are younger, you do not need to have an elaborate skincare routine. The more elaborate your skincare routine gets, the more chances you get at actually irritating your skin or causing more issues. So you really want to start off slow and just have the right products. The mistakes that I tend to see with people who are younger is that they're using the wrong products. That's always what the issue is. If you keep it simple and use the right products, you are going to be golden.
I love these like Olly gummies. I'm obsessed with them. I started taking them a year ago, and I actually think that my hair really improved. They're also just delicious, and also the highlight of my morning is like eating 2 of these because they're so yummy. It's the first thing I do.
I haven't taken these specific Olly vitamins. I have taken other Olly vitamins, and they're delicious. And for that reason, I just want to point out a couple of things. First, she says that she starts her day with these vitamins. We don't know if she's had breakfast or whatever, but if you have not had breakfast before you take some vitamins like this, especially vitamins that are mostly biotin like these are, then it could actually give you an upset stomach. So that's something to keep in mind. I'm very aware of that because I'm one of those people that vitamins always make nauseous. Like I'm one of those people that if someone says like it could make you nauseous if you take these supplements, I'm likely going to be the person that gets a little upset stomach or nauseous from those vitamins. So I'm very, very aware of all vitamins, even ones that are like this, that are gummy. That's the other thing I actually want to point out is I think people, like associate gummy vitamins with being essentially just like candy, with like a little bit of health benefits to it or something. And that's sort of true sometimes. These only have like 2 grams of sugar per serving, but they have a lot of biotin in them. They also have vitamin C, they also have some vitamin E, but it's really the biotin I want you to be aware of. I hear people talk about biotin all the time. I even get messages from a lot of like moms, like postpartum, when they're trying to, like deal with their hair loss and all that stuff. They'll ask me if I recommend biotin. And I always say, I'm not the person that you should be messaging about your supplements. supplements, you should really speak to your doctor. I take lots of supplements and I'm always into trying new supplements, but I always consult with my doctor first, especially because I deal with autoimmune issues, I have thyroid problems, things like that. I always want to be aware of how this could affect me, and one of the things to be aware of with biotin, especially if you are young and you're dealing with acne, is that biotin actually can have some side effects if you take too much of it. You can get acne as a side effect from taking biotin. You can also get rashes and other really strange skin conditions from taking vitamins, and biotin is one of those ingredients, those supplements that can really do this to people, and they don't realize it because it seems so benign, especially when it comes from a gummy. So I'm not saying do not take Olly vitamins or, you know, other gummy vitamins, and I'm not saying not to take biotin or that I'll never take it. It's just stuff to be aware of, because I think, you know, like as we get into this world of more supplements, which is what I'm seeing just explode on the market, is just supplement after supplement after supplement. There was a month where I got 10 PR shipments of just new supplements on the market. So it's just something to be aware of. I think sometimes we think because you can just buy it at like the drugstore, it should be totally fine, right? But there are issues that can come from it. And if you are prone to acne especially, biotin can actually make your acne worse. And I'm not even saying if you take too much, you should speak to your doctor. That's truly, like anything that you're gonna be ingesting, speak to your doctor about it first. You don't even know how it's gonna interact if you're taking medication and stuff. So just be aware of that.
The next thing that I do is wash my face. Epionce Milky Lotion Cleanser. A month or so ago, I had like the worst case of dermatitis, so I just broke out all around my mouth and it was awful. I think it was like wearing masks a lot and also using a bunch of products that irritated my skin. And so my dermatologist said, okay, like cut everything out of your skincare routine, just wash your face. And that's sort of why my skincare and makeup routine and stuff is so simple. I think less is more with skincare a lot of the time.
It's really good to know that she went to go see her dermatologist. A lot of the time, people don't have access to the dermatologist, especially when you're younger. You like don't even think to go see your dermatologist. You're like, oh, well, now I'm having acne, or I'm like, something's causing this, whatever, and you switch to more products that potentially make your skin worse. So keeping it simple is sometimes the way to go. I love an elaborate skincare routine, but when you're still trying to figure your skin out, you're going through so many hormonal changes and everything, it's sometimes better to keep it simple, especially if you start to deal with something like dermatitis, right? Obviously, go see your dermatologist so that you can get it handled. This cleanser that she's using, you always know that somebody went to go see a professional when they have a brand like that, because this is the kind of brand that you get like at a spa or, you know, like a dermatologist's office. This one is really nice. It's very basic, it's creamy, it's hydrating, it's great for your skin, especially if you are going to wash your face in the morning. I am one of those people that believes you don't have to always wash your face every single morning, especially if you want to preserve your skin barrier. But if you are gonna wash your face, you should use something that's more hydrating for your skin, and that's the case with this cleanser, so it's a really good one.
My skin is all right. I am a teenager, I'm 18, and so I feel like I cannot expect to have perfect skin all the time. It's pretty good, all things considered, but I definitely have my moments.
Even when you're not a teenager, the sad reality of becoming an adult, like I'm truly an adult, I am 40 years old, right? Is that you still can't expect to have perfect skin even when you get older. So that's the sad reality of it. We should never expect to have perfect skin.
My skin loves breaking out like on my chin and on my nose. The masks definitely don't help with the acne. Okay.
It's also interesting to see that she removed her cleanser with a washcloth. That's totally fine as long as you're not rough with your skin. We didn't really get a good idea. They had fast forwarded through it. Like, you know, it was like a short little clip that was fast. So we don't really know how she was with her skin, but it looked like it was probably fine. I think it's actually great. If you want to use a washcloth, totally fine. Just always be gentle with your skin.
Now we're gonna start to get into the real skincare of it. I have my cute little Glossier bag. So I'm gonna first start with this Ordinary serum. People always make fun of me for it, but I always I always go like that, and I don't put it on my hands, which I don't know why. It's just so much fun to do it like that. I don't know.
That's very, very generational. I can see how that can be fun, but for me, I'm like, I can't get it on my skin. I don't mind putting it on my hands. I see comments from people sometimes saying like, well, you're wasting it on the palms of your hands, but Not really. I mean, it's very minimal. She is using The Ordinary's Hyaluronic Acid plus B5. Of all of their like hyaluronic acid type products, that's one of the ones that I think is maybe the best, and that's because it does have the B5. If you've watched my videos, you know that I think hyaluronic acid serums on their own are pretty basic, and that's because they are. They are humectants, they attract water, and they serve a purpose for sure. But these days, there are just so many nice formulas on the market that you don't really need a super basic hyaluronic acid serum. Granted, this one is very affordable, it's The Ordinary, and I like that it has B5 in it. B5 is essentially panthenol. Panthenol is great for your skin. It protects your skin barrier and it helps to strengthen it. So that combination to me is a little bit better. It makes it a better serum than just a plain hyaluronic acid serum.
Next thing I'm gonna use is this gua sha, which is this pretty purple color that I love. I kind of just started recently doing this year, and it's like really relaxing. Sometimes I do this also at like the end of the day when I am taking the makeup off.
All right, so I'm not anti-gua sha. I want to be clear about that. I think gua sha can be really great. I think that massaging your face is amazing for your face. Whenever I see people use tools, I always say that you need to have a lot of slip. The hyaluronic acid serum from The Ordinary, or from really any brand, is truly not going to give you enough slip to be able to use a gua sha. But when you're doing gua sha, you want to make sure you have enough slip, at least a moisturizer. I prefer an oil. That's truly when I think that you should pull out these skincare oils, is when you're gonna do some kind of a massage technique like gua sha. I think that there is so much benefit from circulation in your skin, especially as you get older and everything starts to slow down a little bit more. You wanna have that circulation. You wanna keep things moving. It makes your skin look rosy and healthy and beautiful, and it feels good and it's relaxing and stuff. But you just wanna make sure that you have enough slip. She is 18 years old, so it doesn't look like it does anything bad to her skin. Like fast forward to like 20 years from now, when all of these beautiful faces have aged a little bit, and we're gonna be like, oh, maybe we shouldn't have been tugging on our faces with all these gua sha tools and stuff. Like maybe we should have been a little bit more gentle with our faces. I definitely am interested to like wait this out and see over the next couple of decades what happens to everyone's faces with all the different things that younger people do with their skin nowadays, right? So it's definitely gonna be interesting to see. It's like, are we gonna have this epidemic of people having like really bad hyperpigmentation and saggy skin from all the gua sha? I don't know.
Self-care has become super important to me lately. Doing your makeup, or you're doing your skincare, you're taking a shower and taking care of your hair or whatever, you're not on your phone and you're like by yourself and you can kind of really recharge. That's really important to me. I love alone time. I'm very much an introvert, and so doing stuff like that really helps like energize me for, you know, whatever I'm doing in my work or in my, you know, life.
I mean, that's like my life motto right now, is that skincare is self-care. It really is. Especially now for me as a mom, I mean for anybody, she's 18 and she still needs her recharge moment. And when I do my nighttime skincare routine especially, that is when I get my recharge moment. My kids are usually asleep, or at least I'm crossing my fingers that they stay asleep. My husband is off watching TV. I am all by myself, and I finally get a moment to just unwind and just not think about anything except for my skincare routine. Whether that's super important or not, to me it is. It's something that I truly need, especially after this past year and a half. I guess we're going on like 2 years of like such a strange time in all of our lives. I need these moments where I take a step back and just kind of not think about anything else and just relax. Just relax, because man, it is hard to relax these days.
I have the most peely lips for some reason. Like my lips aren't like chapped, but they'll just peel all the time. And so lip scrubs really help. Let's see. I love lip scrubs too, because they're usually just like sugar and lemon, and they taste so good. Like some of it like accidentally gets in your mouth, and it's like totally intentional because it's delicious. Okay. Lips have been scrubbed.
I'm not anti-lip scrub. If you want to make a lip scrub at home, it's probably one of the only DIY kind of like products that I'm like, nah, it's whatever. Get a little coconut oil, put a little sugar in there and put it on your lips. Maybe skip the lemon juice. You don't need it. It might irritate your lips and the skin around your lips and stuff, but you can put sugar and coconut oil on your lips and it's probably fine. Just try not to obviously get it everywhere else. Sugar is a humectant, coconut oil gives it that slip and everything. It can moisturize a little bit too, so that's totally fine. Just make sure, again, you're being gentle. It's always what I remind you about, being gentle with your skin, even your lips.
Next thing I do is I will put on some chapstick.
That's also really important. If you are gonna use a scrub, make sure that you're putting on a little bit of a lip balm, something to, just give you that moisture back on your lips too, because you are still exfoliating your lips.
This is the BB cream that I always use, and I always put it on with my fingers. I used to do it with beauty blenders and stuff like that, but I never washed them and actually took care of them, so they would just harbor bacteria and my skin would freak out. So I just use my fingers most of the time.
Honestly, if you've watched my videos, you know that when I'm doing my own makeup, I use my fingers a lot of the time. It's kind of the same for me. I'm just too lazy. I'm not gonna get around to always cleaning my makeup brushes and my beauty blenders. And actually there was this article that recently came out about how beauty blenders harbor so much bacteria. Even after you're cleaning them and stuff, you have to toss them regularly. So I've kind of slowed down on using, over the past few years, on using makeup brushes and beauty blenders on my everyday makeup, like the really simple stuff. If I'm gonna obviously do a look like this, I usually actually have Nikki, my makeup artist, here with me. This is a product of having her around with me. It's a really good benefit to friendship. If you can find a friend who's also a good makeup artist, you're golden. You're gonna look the best in your life, always. But on regular days, she's actually busy. She is a working woman, so she's not always with me as much as I'd like for her to be. And those are the days that I tend to have really simple makeup, especially on the weekends when I'm with my kids. And I'm usually just using, makeup, lots of creams and stuff that I can just put on with my hands and my fingers. So if you're honest with yourself and you know that you're not gonna be cleaning all your makeup brushes and your beauty blenders on a regular basis, then maybe that might be the route for you too. The thing I wanna point out though for Olivia right now is this is a really great BB cream. It's an SPF 30 and that's great too. So at least she has a little bit of protection, but she's skipping the most important step in her skincare routine. And I think this actually brings up a really good topic because I get messages about this all the time. If you're putting on something like a BB cream that has an SPF in it, do you have to wear a separate SPF underneath, a sunscreen underneath it? The answer is no if you apply enough of the BB cream. I'm seeing her kind of dotting it on her face and I can see she's not going to put on enough to actually use it as a sunscreen. It would be great if she put on some type of a sunscreen underneath, also because she needs a little bit more of that occlusive too since she went in with a hyaluronic acid serum first. That is a humectant. And when you're using a humectant like that, especially one that is very basic like that, where it's truly just a humectant for your skin and it doesn't really have occlusive ingredients in it that are going to act as a moisturizer as well, you wanna make sure that you get a moisturizer on top of that as soon as possible. This is a conversation I have all the time. So going back to simple is better for your skincare routine sometimes. Yes, if you're using the right products. Really, a perfect morning skincare routine can be just rinsing your face off with some water and putting on a true sunscreen, putting on just enough sunscreen. That is truly, if you wanna really go basic and simple, that is all you would really need. The most important product in this morning skincare routine is the product that was missed.
I'm actually going to pin my bangs back too. I just sort of like to keep it really natural and glowy, like Billie Eilish's makeup. She always just looks like she's glowing and perfect.
All right, yeah, so we just watched how much she put on. She is glowy and perfect. I mean, look at that beautiful face. And the reason why I stress the sunscreen so much is, yes, you also want to be aware that you could get cancer even when you're young. Even in your teens and your 20s, you can get skin cancer. And so you're primarily protecting your skin from the sun and skin cancer, but you're also trying to prevent all the things that are going to eventually happen. And even things like hyperpigmentation, which can affect you when you're younger. If you have acne, for instance, and then after the pimple goes away, you still get a dark mark, it's only going to be worse if you are not protecting your skin from the sun. So remember that. Everything always comes back to UV rays, the sun. The sun is not our friend when it comes to our skin. It doesn't matter our age, and it always catches up to you eventually.
Is the Glossier Stretch Concealer. This is in the shade G10. I'm obsessed with this stuff. Goes on like butter. One of my friends uses this, and I was like at her house and we were like doing makeup, and she put this on me and I was like, what is this? This is the greatest. It's just super subtle. That's like sort of what Glossier does best.
All right, so we're getting into the Glossier sponsored portion of this routine. I just wanted to see that concealer go on. So this is where I'm gonna stop because truly we saw what we needed to see as far as her skincare routine goes. Again, the biggest miss here is that she didn't apply a true sunscreen to her face. I'm glad that she has a little bit of sunscreen on from her BB cream, but we know that's not sufficient. So, I mean, that's the big thing. I think anyone who watched this routine, if you watched anybody else react to it, I'm sure this is probably what they ended up talking about the most. A really simple sunscreen. Truly, if she wants to look glowy too, sunscreen gives you that glowy look. I've been talking about the Bondi Sands face sunscreen. I think it gives such a beautiful glowy look. It seems like the majority of my followers also agree with me now that they've been trying it and stuff. They think that it gives you a glowy look. I've heard some people say that they have oily skin and it makes them look greasy, but if you don't have oily skin, it is a very affordable, like $10 or under if it's on sale, very affordable moisturizing sunscreen, and it's so easy to use. It would look beautiful underneath her makeup and it would give her that glow. So there you go. So that was Olivia Rodrigo's effortless skincare. We skipped the makeup. Again, I'll leave the link in the description box so you can watch the full video if you want to. If you guys have any questions, obviously ask me in the comments below. We also have a private Facebook group. I'll leave a link in the description box so you can join it. It's where all the other skin enthusiasts and just people who love beauty in general, this is where we all have some conversations. If you can't get me on DM to answer some questions, and I bet you somebody in the group definitely will. So join the group if you want to, join a community of people who love skincare. You can find me on Instagram. I'm at Susan Yara, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.